we are going to be talking about my favorite thing to do in the bedroom and my favorite thing to happen to me in the bedroom, and that's talking dirty. Yes, fellas, this video I'm going to be explaining to you why you need to be talking to your girl in the bedroom. First things first, I'm going to tell you guys what I thought when I was younger. When I was younger, I thought it was awkward. Like even though I didn't really talk when I was younger, but I thought the idea of talking dirty in the bedroom, there's just too many variables to make mistakes. There's like too like what if I say something and then she doesn't hear me and now it's awkward, or what if I tell her something or I ask her something and then she asks me a question back and I don't know how to answer it and now we're just sitting there awkward. I used to think all these things, and the reality is, if you were to say something to your partner in the bedroom and she doesn't hear you, guess what? Nothing happens because she never heard you, so you just continue going back to what you're doing. When in reality, or another reality, if she doesn't hear you, this is a chance for you to get a little bit more aggressive and get said apology, depending on what kind of dynamic y'all in. But this sets you up for another opportunity. Maybe she likes it when you put her in her place. So this is another opportunity for you to get that apology. I said this, you aren't listening. We need to fix that. Whatever the case may be, it opens up a segue to a good opportunity in the bedroom, as opposed to her saying something and you not knowing what to say. You could literally, if she's into this, once again, not every woman is the same, but if she likes a little bit more aggressive, you can literally just tell her to shut up. Just, hey, shut up, stop talking. Talk when I tell you to talk. Like that, once again, it depends on who you're talking to, if she's into that or whatever the case may be. There could be other examples I can give you. That's just the first one to come to mind. But I say this to bring up the point of, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. All the awkwardness, nervousness, anxiety that comes with it, it's all in your head. Um but Mark, why do I need to talk to her in the bedroom? Can I just straight up knock the Mario coins out her back? Let me give you a story. Okay. Actually, let me give you some examples. Fellas, you ever been hitting it and she say something, and when she say something, you're like, "Oh man, you really shouldn't have said that. Now I'm about to finish." Like, I don't know. You ever been in it and she say, "Oh baby, don't stop." And I like, "Well, you shouldn't have said it, cuz now I'm about now I'm about to stop cuz you talking crazy and that's got me feeling some type of way." Or maybe she just been like, "Oh my god, you feel so good, blah 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 blah," and you hear that and you're like, "Oh wow, that really does something." Now you feel yourself coming closer. That in this example of her like dirty talking or talking you through it and it turning you on so much, it makes you finish faster. The same thing happens to women, fellas. The same thing. You can do that. You have that same exact power. All right. And on top of that, it makes the experience of the orgasm a million times better. I'll give you a story, guys. I'm gonna tell you guys a story of what really got me into it. So years ago, years and years and years ago, I was speaking to this young lady, and I think I might have told you guys stories about this as well. In my last video or the video before, of like how she was like super duper vulgar in the bedroom, and like she just said everything that came to mind. But I'm gonna tell the story again. She said everything that came to mind, and apparently I was one of the biggest, if not the biggest. I can't remember, but I was really big, and when we were talking, but when I first whipped it out, because I like to like have a little nice chit chat before we just go straight into it. And we were talking, and she saw it, and she was just like, "I'm gonna have to get on top first. I don't trust that thing going in me and you being on top or starting in dog." She's like, "I need to get on top. You need to let me do my thing. You need to let me get adjusted, and then once I get adjusted, you can go crazy, you can do whatever, but that thing's gonna kill me if you just go in and just go crazy. So let me go on top." I was like, "Yeah, bet, sure, whatever the case may be." Keep in mind, low key, I think she's. I'm not gonna say I think she's lying, but I think she's just hyping me up to like just boost my ego. I wasn't really I wasn't really like thinking she was like being honest or whatever the case may be. Um, Fast forward, she gets on top, and while she's putting it in, she's just like, I can like this is genuinely gonna like split me in half. Like this is a lot. And then she gets like halfway in it, and she like uses her hand to like check to see how much further she's got. And she's just like, oh my god, this is gonna kill me. And she finally puts it in, and she's just like, I can't even move. Your thing is so big. Like literally, she was just saying everything that came to mind. Everything. I'm assuming everything that popped into her head, she was just saying out loud. And it was so sexy. Then she starts riding me, and she's just like thinking out loud. And keep in mind, I'm not really a big talker at the time, but everything she's saying is just turning me on. And once she really got into it, once we both really got into it, she only got nastier. And her thoughts only got more vulgar and freakier. And one of the best rounds I've ever had in my entire life. And I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Ever since then, I was hooked to a woman getting, a woman talking to me dirty. And I thought to myself, what if like I did the same thing to women? And like the thought always crossed my mind, but I didn't really put it into practice until I got my next girlfriend. Um and I tried it out, and she loved it. And that's when I really really got hooked on everything. And I've honestly low key I've been chasing that like that high that the first girl gave me of just like her just talking dirty, cuz now that I can talk dirty, it's like we could have this crazy nasty conversation together. But I digress. Now that I've told you guys like where it started. Wait, actually, no, 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 no. I didn't realize the power. No, where it really started for me. Well, I told you the girl is kind of like what got me curious, but what really when I was like, yo, this is very powerful. The girlfriend afterwards, I can't even like, I kind of remember because this was so long ago, but she was about to finish. I was like stroking it doggy, and she told me she was about to finish. I told her something. I can't remember what I told her, but I told her something. And the reaction she gave me, it was the same reaction that fellas we've probably all gotten when a woman said something to us like, "Oh my god, you feel good" or whatever, and we're just like, "Wow, you shouldn't have said that cuz now we're about to finish." She had the same reaction. I said something, and while she was finishing, it just took her over the top, and she told me how much she loved it. So that's when I really started getting into it. And before I tell you guys like how to get into it and why it's like what the things you can say to really take things to the next level, let's talk about the things you should not say. Fellas, you should never be wanting to talk dirty to a girl in the bedroom and ask her, "Whose box is this? Whose kitty is this? Is it mine?" You should never, ever ask that question. Listen, I told y'all I got a lot of homegirls. I got a lot of homegirls. The amount of times they've told me they've been with a guy and the guy's asked that, and they were just like, yeah, I didn't want to answer, so I just moaned louder. They were like, yeah, I didn't want to answer that, so I just like moaned louder, or I just pretended not to hear him. You don't want that to happen. You can be you like you'll have some nice ones out there. Like I got a homegirl. She was just like, yeah, he asked me like 4 times. He asked me like 4 times, so I just gave in and I said it was his, but I really wasn't feeling it. You might find a woman that's gonna be nice in that disregard, but I wouldn't bank on it. So my rule of thumb is never ask. If they volunteer, then go ahead and do it. I can tell you right now, every woman that I've asked whose box this is, whose kitty is this, it's because they've already volunteered the information to me multiple times. It wasn't just like a one and done kind of thing. It wasn't like, oh, she said it was mine, now I'm about to ask. No, no, no. For me, just to take caution, I'm like, okay, she might have been in the heat of the moment. She might have been feeling it in that moment. I'm a wait for her to say it two more times, and then I'm gonna start asking to confirm. That's just kind of how safe I've been. So yeah, those are the don'ts in terms of talking dirty. In terms of the do's, the best way I can put it, guys, before I get into the specifics, always say the first thing that comes to mind. Just say whatever comes to mind, and I promise you, it's it's gonna do wonders, right? It's gonna just say the first thing that comes to mind. Now, the importance of this, of saying what comes to mind, I'm gonna say is also in combination of what I preach all the time is being present, guys. Be present. Saying the first thing that comes to mind when you're not present, it just doesn't make sense. If you're over there, because I know there are some men out there who are like, I like to think of like my grandma, so I don't finish fast, or I'll watch TV, or I'll distract myself so I don't finish fast. If you say the first thing that comes to your mind and you're sitting here distracting yourself, obviously it's not going to be sexy. If you're watching SpongeBob and you say something about Patrick, you're like, what is he doing? Obviously, don't do that. Don't talk about your grandmother in the bedroom. This is obvious stuff. I need you to be present. I always say, be present. When you're present and you say the first thing that comes to your mind, it works out. She puts you in her mouth immediately. You're like, oh wow, that's warm. That feels so good. That's not like you're letting her know how you feel. In return, that's going to motivate her to do more. Now that you know to sit there and say the first thing that come to mind, we're going to talk about how to navigate that. Okay, first things first. I tell you guys this all the time. There's a spectrum. Women, there's like praise, degrade, and on this spectrum, women are somewhere in the middle where there's mostly degrade, mostly praise, or it could just be 50-50, but usually it's one or the other. Um make sure you figure out what side she's on. Make sure you figure out what she likes being called in the bedroom. Okay, if she likes praise, some women like princess, other women don't like princess. Okay, some women like baby girl, others don't like baby girl. Some women like their name being called, others don't like being their names called. On the praise side, on the degrading side, some women like being called slut, others don't. Some like being called a whore, others don't. F toy, others don't. So you got to make sure you have that conversation with her to figure out what she enjoys, right? And then from there, you baby step, fellas. You baby step. All right. Don't just you don't want to have a monologue. This isn't Shakespeare. All right. You don't want to be Shakespeare in the bedroom. I say you want to have a conversation, but it shouldn't be long sentences. It should usually be, babe, that feels good. Babe, you're so wet. Babe, you look pretty. It should be short things. Take your time, and then as you guys get more comfortable with one another, as you get more comfortable, then you can start talking more. All right, then you can start having those. I want to give you guys an example. I'm trying to think of the most recent time. A few weeks ago, she she loves it really rough. I'm talking as rough as you can give it, she'll take it and she'll love it. So like, you know, when she was giving me sloppy, I I was like really like I told her to get on her knees. She got on her knees. I was like, open your mouth. She opened her mouth. I put it in, and I was like, she like used a little bit of teeth, a little bit. So like I like a little bit of impact play, and I was like, no, don't use your teeth. Don't let that happen again. And I'm saying things that come to mind. I felt her use teeth. Don't use teeth. Don't let that happen again. Right? I'm like I'm saying what's coming to mind, and keep in mind I'm being this aggressive. I can sit there and tell her, open your mouth. Don't use teeth. Don't let that happen again, because we've had this conversation before. Some women don't like it that aggressive. I just want to I know I've already said this, but I want to really drive it home. Make sure you have this conversation beforehand. Okay? Make sure you have this conversation beforehand. I'm being this aggressive because that's what she likes. You you know, if I took that energy to my college sweetheart, she would cry. So keep in mind, other women are different. And honestly, I want to. This could be like a 30-minute video. I have so much to tell y'all, but there's so much to talk about. I don't even know like what I would have to like see specific questions in the comment section to like really go in depth with how to do it. Because it's like it's like asking like how to play basketball. It's like there's so many things you can start from. Like I wouldn't even know where to narrow it down. But the best piece of advice I can give you, say what comes to mind. And before you do that, have that conversation with her. Start off slow because it really does take it to the next. Like, um, another example. Another example. I was a few weeks ago, like I said, a few weeks ago, she was about to finish. She was like, I was. What position were we in? I don't know. I don't even know if that detail actually matters. Actually, y'all like the details. Um, what position were we in? We were missionary. We were missionary, and I was being really rough. I was choking her consensually, of course. We've talked about this. This is what she's into. And she told me she was about to finish, and I was telling her, no, wait, wait. I was just getting her to hold it a little bit. She's begging me. She's like, please, please, please. I was like, beg a little bit more. Like I'm telling her to beg a little bit more because I get turned on from her begging. That turns me on. So I'm telling her to beg more. I'm telling her to earn it. And then once she does it, I'm like, go ahead, mark your territory, come on what's yours, finish on. I don't know what I can and can't say on YouTube, so I don't want to be too vulgar. But I'm telling her to finish on what's hers, and she's finishing, and I'm like, let it all out, let it all out, don't stop, good girl. Like I'm like saying what's on my mind, and we've already discussed what she likes, so I already that having that conversation beforehand gives you the confidence to let you know, okay, I can say these things and she'll like it. And me doing that took her orgasm to the next level. It takes things to the next level. And it takes it can make even the smallest things more intimate. And it can make even the smallest things more aggressive and more vulgar. Right? When a woman tells you she's into something, if she wants to feel loved, if she wants to feel degraded, a lot of that comes from words, right? Yeah, you can sit there and just pound on her relentlessly, hit from the back, whatever the case may be, but imagine hitting it from the back, knocking the Mario coins out of her, and you can feel her trying to run, and you say, "Don't." Should I be that vulgar? And you be like, "Don't move." Don't move. I'm not going to tell you again. Don't like that takes it now because in her head she's like, oh snap, I really gotta straighten up, like I really gotta sit here and take it. Like it takes things to a whole nother level. Once again, guys, this is so vague and I could talk about this for hours. This is so vague. So if there's anything specifically that you want me to talk about, let me know in the comment section, guys. Let me know in the comment section. And yeah, go ahead and subscribe. I'm gonna see you guys later.